morning, guys. So my Monday has been pretty slow and low-key so far. Just, the basic morning, getting ready and doing all my chores and editing yesterday's vlog. But yeah, so other than that, I've had a fun little project today because Artifact Uprising, which is actually where we will be getting our wedding album, was running some sort of promotion where if you entered a giveaway that they were running, you got 25 free square prints from them. And so basically I'm picking out some of our engagement and wedding pictures to have printed, and I'm really excited about it. I decided, so like I said, there's 25 pictures, and so I have 5 from our first engagement shoot, 5 from our second engagement shoot, and then I'm about to pick 15 wedding photos that I want printed. And since Melissa and I both entered, we also, we both got the 25 free prints, so we will end up with 50 free prints, which I am really excited about. So I'm gonna have Melissa pick out some of the pictures she wants printed tonight as well. And so yeah, I think it actually ends today though, so that's really unfortunate. I wish I'd shared it with you guys sooner so you could do it, but yeah, sorry about that. But keep your eye out on them because clearly they do stuff like this, and their albums are unbelievable quality. I'm so excited to get our wedding album. They're nice, linen, covered fronts, and they have gold foiling titles, and they just are really, really classic and really nice looking. So obviously we haven't ordered it yet, and the only not downside, I guess, but so we were deciding between going through George Street, which I'm so thankful we didn't do, because clearly our experience with them recently has shown that it just would have been, I'm just thankful there's one thing I don't have to deal with them with. So yeah, but in general, the one downside of going through something like Artifact Uprising as opposed to going directly through your photographer is that we will have to kind of lay out the albums ourselves, which, I mean, obviously isn't that hard, but it's just, one more thing that you have to do, and it will be kind of time consuming, I can imagine. So keep that in mind. I don't know if you're deciding what to do with your for your wedding album. Sorry, I feel like I keep stumbling over my words, but yeah, I'm really excited that we decided to go with Artifact Uprising because I think the quality of the book will be a lot higher than what we would have gotten with George Street, and also it is much more affordable. I mean, it was half the price for triple the quality. So yeah, there was, in the end, no question in my mind that I wanted to go with Artifact Uprising, even though it would require a little more upfront work on my end to assemble it and kind of lay out the pictures. But again, super, super happy with my decision given the quality of service we have received and the quality of product we have received from George Street in the time after our wedding. So again, I'm probably going to go over our issues with George Street just because it is a national company, and so, and my issues are 100% with the actual George Street company, not the local photographers and videographers that they contracted, to work our wedding. They were phenomenal. We loved them, but, yeah, the actual George Street company. And so if you guys, I know a lot of you guys are engaged and, planning your weddings, and so I kind of want to make sure I share our experience with them because I was previously raving about them, and so I kind of regret that because I hope no one booked them based on my recommendation and, we'll end up with the same experience as us because it's just not been pleasant. But yeah, so I don't want to get into it right now because I have stuff I have to do, but sometime this week I'll probably go through all of the issues that we have had with them after our wedding and kind of give you an honest review of what we have seen their business practices be. So yeah, there's that. Sorry to end on kind of a downer note, but I don't know, like I said, I know a lot of you guys are engaged, and so I kind of want to give you guys an honest review on that, given our experience. Anyways, alright, so I'm going to get back to picking some pictures to print out through Artifact Uprising and get back to my day. Alright, I just finished picking out all my pictures and getting them all kind of edited and uploaded to Artifact Uprising's, I don't know, photo software stuff to get the prints all ready, and ordered the prints, and I'm really excited. They should be here in about a week or two. I think a little less than 2 weeks was the longest option for the shipping method I chose, whatever. But yeah, so now Melissa is on her way home. She actually had a shorter day because she was sent to some sort of class instead of work today, and so she got off a little, or not got off, the class finished earlier than she would have gotten off work, so she's almost home. And I'm going to start getting ready because we're going out to dinner with her family tonight, and so I'm gonna, obviously brush my hair, took a shower earlier, pick out what to wear, and get changed, and get ready to head out. Hey guys! Alright, so as you can probably tell, last night kind of got away from us, and it's again the next morning. So last night, I think the last thing you saw was me starting to get ready to go out to dinner with Melissa's family, and so we did end up doing that, obviously. We went out with her family because her younger brother was in town for a little bit, so we wanted to, well, make sure we saw him while he was here. So we went out to dinner, and it was, I believe it was an Italian restaurant. I would imagine it was. All our food was Italian, so I think it was an Italian restaurant. That sounds really dumb. I don't know why I'm questioning this so much. It was an Italian restaurant. I did like a build your own pasta thing with capellini and bolognese sauce, and then we also got, they had really yummy like cocktail drinks. So what I got was a strawberry basilade, I believe is what it was called, and it was basically strawberry juice, I guess. I don't know what you would call it that, but I guess it would be strawberry juice, and then it also had little like chunks of strawberry in it, and then gin, and then basil leaves like in it. It was really tasty and like really refreshing, which was what I was like totally feeling and why I picked it last night. It just like, it felt like the perfect summer cocktail, basically, just like so light and refreshing and just really, really good. Yeah, so after that, we just came home, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I did not feel like vlogging. You know those nights where you just like kind of get home and you just feel like crashing and not really like doing anything and just letting yourself relax? And so that's just kind of the mood I was in. I kept trying to kind of like, you know, get in the mood to like, you know, chat and update you guys, and I just like didn't. And I don't want the vlogging channel to become work. I mean, obviously, like, I do consider it work and my job, but like, I don't want to ever start resenting that I have to vlog and, you know, feel like I have to vlog. I want to vlog. And so kind of, if I want to take a night off, I'm going to give myself a night off just so I don't get burnt out, because I do love vlogging and I want to continue to do so for a very long time. So yeah, I think that's just kind of, I don't know what happened last night. We ended up watching 2 episodes of The Keepers. We finished it, and it's so, so good. Obviously, it was a little disappointing because they didn't like, you know, wrap it up and give you like a conclusion, because obviously it's not a television show, it's a documentary, and this is real life, and unfortunately real life isn't that nice and clean cut, I guess you could say. But it was a really, really good show, and just so, I mean, kind of just infuriating, to be honest, but it was a really good show, and I hope it shed light where light needed to be shed on a whole bunch of things. And yeah, but if you are considering watching it, and yeah, I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. I think it was very interesting, very well done, and yeah, it's a good show. So yeah, other than that, I thought we could chat a bit about my office, because since I didn't get a whole lot of vlogging done yesterday, I wanted to give a little bit of interest to this vlog for you guys. So I thought we could talk about my office, because basically my office has been the room in the apartment that has been completely neglected, and that was on purpose, because I wanted to give the rest of the rooms more of my attention, because I feel like they're, you know, the home rooms that, you know, both Melissa and I use, that are, you know, then the living room and the dining room is more public. I don't know, I just wanted to, you know, kind of, I thought my office was lower priority, and so I knew I could kind of deal with it being a little bit of a mess and a disaster for a little longer, and I wanted to focus on getting the other rooms more in working order before focusing on my office. But now it is miles behind the other rooms, and it's still kind of a complete disaster from moving in. So yeah, I thought I'd kind of show you around how things are now and talk a little bit about my plans for getting things in order. Not that I have plans, really, I'm just gonna try and get it in order. But yeah, this is what it's looking like right now. Basically, I just have stuff kind of piled everywhere. From moving in, things just got dumped in here. Some of the stuff, most of the stuff is, you know, actually belongs in here, but there are some things that just like got stored in here. For example, all this stuff over here is kind of just stored here because it needed a place to be plopped down. A lot of like, you know, frames and stuff that could be hung on walls or, you know, put around the apartment are just sat in here. And yeah, so obviously I have these 2 huge studio lights, which I am actually thinking about getting rid of and replacing with one of those Diva rings, because I think it would just be a heck of a lot easier to store one of those ring lights rather than, you know, these 2 huge soft boxes. And I think those ring lights give off better light for videos anyways. So yeah, that would be amazing if I could do that, because they are just like, they drive me crazy because there's just no good way to store them. So anyways, yeah, so here is the mess that's kind of what's greeting you when you walk into my office. There is the box of Dakota's toys that holds this door open because it doesn't stay open on its own, which seems to be a theme with a lot of the doors in this apartment, so there's that. But anyways, over here is kind of my disaster of vanity area. I have this little Alex unit from IKEA that has all sorts of like my jewelry boxes and just random stuff piled on it. Again, my vanity has all sorts of stuff piled all over it. Eventually I do want to get my mirror hung up over my vanity. That would be awesome, because I don't really have a nice mirror in here to do my makeup. And I also have that awesome frame that Melissa built me to go around my mirror over my vanity, so I want to get that up soon. there's a whole bunch of stuff over there that's kind of like, I don't know, waiting to be hung on walls, or I think that's all that stuff over there. There's also our seating chart from the wedding, a couple more photo or picture frames. There's just junk from the wedding, basically, I think is all that. There's like ribbons that we use, there's doilies, there's just a whole bunch of junk around my around the office. So yeah, that's kind of how that corner is looking. And then over here is my desk, and so, I mean, this is definitely on the messier side. It kind of, I'll like clean it off really, really good and have a whole clear desktop, and then it'll get messy again, then I'll clear it off, and it'll get messy again. So yeah, that's how it's looking like right now. The shelves are obviously not as nice and neat and pretty as they used to be in the old apartment, so I'd love to get them looking back to a presentable state. And then swinging around over here, you have another set of Alex drawers and a tabletop from IKEA that I use for, like, you know, filming videos and using as a white background for some pictures and stuff, and just, you know, storage. Like, not really storage. I try and keep it pretty clean, but obviously you can say I am failing at that right now. And then over here is still a whole bunch of stuff from the wedding that we need to either sell or get rid of, and behind that is a bookshelf that's kind of, again, I kind of just tossed a whole bunch of stuff on there. There's a whole bunch of wedding magazines, which I can probably get rid of now. And then swinging back over here is the closet, which we actually ended up taking the doors off of again when we were doing Melissa's photo shoots the other day. We had done this in my old office, and I honestly wasn't planning on doing it in this office, but we did it because Melissa needed them out of the frame, and it just looks so much better with them off. It just makes the room feel, you know, bigger. You can't really see it now because we have that curtain hung up, but when that curtain's not up, it just makes the room feel bigger. And I was never closing the doors anyway because the chair stuck out too far. So yeah, I think I'm going to be leaving those off for now. Up there's some boxes and bins and stuff used for storage, and I, again, have more boxes and stuff down there. So yeah, that's just kind of the current state of affairs of my office, and so I'm hoping to kind of start putting a seriously concerted effort into getting things, you know, back to normal around here, I guess, and kind of in an organized fashion so that I can, you know, because I'm definitely the type of person where I function a whole lot better in a clean environment, and I can think clearer, and I am just more productive. So yeah, I definitely want to get things looking nice around here again and just clear it up and, you know, look like a nice, just, you know, clear it up and make things look nice again. So yeah, that's my goal for the next couple of weeks, and yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys now. So obviously I will share with you as I get things, you know, cleaned and organized and decorated around here, and so I hope you're excited to see that. If you have any suggestions for me, I'd love to hear them. Leave them in the comments below. But I think I'm going to end yesterday's vlog here, and so I hope you enjoyed kind of getting a tour around my office, even though I wasn't able to vlog a whole lot yesterday. So yeah, give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Today, I always do that. See you guys today-ish. We're in tomorrow's vlog. I don't know how to say that. Good night, guys.